Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas, and I love my Xbox. What more can I say? I know I've made videos in the past, bashing it, saying it's done, it's whatever, but I genuinely love playing on my Xbox. Sorry? 600? What? Are you mad? $600? What? $600 for this? Are you freaking insane? Right. Just to take a step back here, $600. So when this initially launched, it wasn't $600. So here in the UK, I managed to pick up this Xbox Series X years ago. I managed to get it for a deal. It was on sale, and I got it for like £399.99. I'm sure that's what I bought it for. It was definitely just under £400. Convert that into dollars, whatever. But the idea is, in America, for example, in the USA, if you live there, you already know, it's $600 plus tax. So although it's stated as, $599 or $600, you've then got to pay whatever tax is. And it can range, you could end up paying, ultimately, after all said and done, $650 for an Xbox Series X now. That's how ridiculous this is. Look, I love Xbox, I love PlayStation, I love Nintendo, but to me, this just seems like Nintendo has opened the floodgates. Yep, we've got Nintendo to blame for this. Their sheer greed from Nintendo has now prompted the greed from Microsoft to say, right, do you know what, let's rip them all off, let's get more money for this. Microsoft, you can barely sell your damn Xboxes as it is. What the fuck are you doing trying to charge $600 for it plus tax? Are you mad? Are you out of your freaking minds? I wouldn't mind so much, but they've only just released some statements to say, oh, we're making loads of money. Why? None of this makes sense. Microsoft, are you actively trying to kill off the Xbox? Because to me, it seems like you are. Are you fucking mad? Why? In this day and age, right now, with how bad the Xbox is performing compared to, the Switch, soon to be Switch 2, which I don't think will perform that well, but that's a whole different video, and the PlayStation, they're all putting the prices up one after the other. Microsoft, why don't you drop the price of the damn Xbox? That way you'll probably sell more. No one in their right mind is going to want to buy an Xbox Series X now for $600 plus tax. Jeez. And here was me, praising Microsoft for the Oblivion remaster. Oh, I still think it sucks, by the way. I am playing it on Game Pass, not right now, but on this I am playing it. $50 for Oblivion remastered. What a genius move by Microsoft and Bethesda. And then you go and do this. $600. Are you freaking mad? Right, okay, let's calm down now. Let's talk about this sensibly. So, Microsoft has inevitably put up the price of the console simply because rising costs throughout the world. It's full fun and games to blame Nintendo, to blame Sony, saying that they started it. Well, you could say that, but realistically, Nintendo are only doing this because the prices of everything have gone up. I know the argument can be made to say, well, $100 today is worth a lot less 10, 20 years ago. And yeah, I suppose that is true. But right now, a lot of people are struggling. But you've got to remember that gaming is not a right, it is a privilege, right? That's the way you've got to look at it. If you can afford to buy a $600 Xbox, then good for you. If you can't, then find something cheaper. If you really want to game, you'll find a way to either get the expensive Xbox, the expensive PlayStation, the expensive Switch, or you'll find something different, whether you want to get an old Xbox 360 and enjoy the games on that. I mean, realistically, I don't see what's wrong with getting an old PS3 and getting some of these PS3 games behind me. They are fantastic. There are some real classic old games. But then this comes back to my argument that I made in my last video on Oblivion remastered. I have a real soft spot for that old game, and I can't get into it as it is now, being remade, remastered, whatever. But that's just me, If the Xbox was $600 when it came out, like for example, if this was a brand new console and just come out and it was $600, plus tax, I'd still get it. I wouldn't have an issue with that kind of money at all. It's fine. I would find a way because I want to do it. But I know for a lot of people that they struggle. They want to play these games, but they struggle. But is Microsoft's plan here that everything is an Xbox? They want to phase out these consoles. I mean, is it a good design choice? Are Microsoft good at designing consoles? I don't know. Maybe they just want to get rid of that ugly thing. Maybe, I don't know. And they just want to force people into playing, you know, on apps, the Xbox app or whatever else, on any platform that they can. Maybe that's their idea. And then any console that they do sell, it's like, oh, bonus. You know, it only cost us $200 to make it. We made $400 profit. But to me, that's just sheer greed. It's a shame. It is a shame because I genuinely like playing on my Xbox. I genuinely like playing on my PlayStation as well. But I feel a lot of this may have come back to maybe perhaps PS5 Pro. The insane price for that was just ridiculous. But with Nintendo, it's, well, the console itself, Nintendo's console, you know, putting all the tariff business aside, Trump's business aside, you know, let's leave that. I'm not interested in that. The console itself for Nintendo Switch 2 is not that expensive. It's the games that are expensive. So Nintendo is trying a different strategy when it comes to, I feel, overcharging its customers, the consumer. And they're going down the route of, well, let's charge more for games because we're going to sell more games, so let's do it that way. Whereas Microsoft, I don't know. I think it remains to be seen because all the Microsoft bits, you know, the controller, all the accessories, whatever, they've gone up as well. And it doesn't make sense to me why, in this day and age, when Microsoft is struggling, why they are the ones who think they can jack up the price. I mean, a $600 Xbox Series X, that just doesn't feel right. That does not feel right. Like I say, I know prices go up, but this is the only console generation where prices have continued to go up for the console hardware. You know, previous generations, they've come down. I think they've gone up. But again, that comes back down to the world, the economy, and how much it struggled. But when you look in 2008, you know, the PS3 and Xbox 360 had been out a couple of years. They weren't going up in price, and we had a global recession back in 2008. So where's the logic at this point with the Xbox? Has it got to do with what's going on with Putin, or has it got to do with, you know, Trump's tariffs? Is that what this is all? Who knows? Who bloody cares? But Microsoft, you shouldn't be jacking up the price of an Xbox to $600. It feels in 2025 a console should be costing between $400 and $500. To me, that feels right. But where does that leave us for the future of Xbox, the future of PlayStation? How much do you think the next Xbox console is going to be? Well, I made a video a couple of months ago saying there won't be another console. And you know what? I got a lot of hate and backlash for that, right? But this just proves to me, this move by Microsoft, that the Series X is the last Xbox console. There is a handheld coming. I've no doubt in my mind that there is a standalone handheld Xbox, but that's not an Xbox home console. This move by Microsoft signals the end of Xbox consoles in my eyes. But how much is the PlayStation 6 going to cost? $700, $800, $900 plus tax? I don't think we're far off from that. And that makes me quite sad. I'm thankful, though, that I am 40 and I've already played thousands of games in my lifetime. I can't play games forever. I'll probably never get to see the PlayStation 8 whenever that comes out. You know, I don't think I'm going to live that long. If you assume the PlayStation 6 comes out in 2027, you know, PlayStation 7 comes out in 2030 something, and then the PS8 comes out in 2040, I doubt I'm going to live to 2040. I'm unhealthy. Look at me. Just look at me. Anyway, that's going way off topic. What do you think about the price increase of the Xbox Series? Well, Xbox in general, everything about Xbox. You know, some people will welcome it. Very few people will welcome it, but some people will welcome it to say, I think it's needed to kind of build that up for Microsoft. But really, it's just greed. Sheer, utter greed, in my opinion. But that still doesn't make me stop loving Xbox as a brand, because I always will. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you fancy it, there'll be some videos somewhere around now and a little subscribe thing on the video below. So if you wouldn't mind clicking that, you know, clicking some videos, like, commenting, whatever people do here on YouTube. It's a nice ecosystem and I need to grow bigger. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments and I'll see you in one of my next videos.